So it is indeed a happy moment for IAOMR for organizing this wonderful, very interesting topic. And the talk is on the impact of artificial intelligence in radiology interpretation for oral health conditions. The speaker is Dr. Sumant Nagraj, who has deep dived into the subject. He is a senior researcher with the Magic Evidence Ecosystem Foundation at Norway, and he is joining us all the way from Norway thanks to modern technology. So that's what technology does. So, greetings from Group Pharmaceuticals. We are indeed very happy to be with you. Healthy smiles, after all, matter. So, today we have a lot of interesting trends that are happening. So, for example, even pharmaceutical companies are innovating. With Densive, we have a denture cleanser tablet, which is essentially having a product patent for color changing technology. So, in that aspect, the concept of artificial intelligence in radiology becomes very important because that is the layering in which is very topical today. We all know what intelligence is. When we say intelligence, we immediately think of Einstein, who had an IQ of almost 160. So it's our ability to learn, understand, make judgments which are based on reasoning. Just imagine if computer systems or machines start having the same ability to learn, understand, and make judgments and respond intelligently to the environmental cues. Well, that's what is called as artificial intelligence or machine intelligence. It reminds me of R2D2, the droid robo in Star Wars. So there used to be this science fiction Star Wars movie and series in which we had this interesting robo which used to do very naughty things and responding to the environmental cues. At that time itself, people had fantasized about artificial intelligence. Here is an interesting cartoon which says one software app is talking to the software app in the next computer. What is that thing seated next to us? I am not sure, but it appears to be some form of non artificial unintelligence. How funny. Well, that's how the human beings are being referred to by the AI software. AI is being applied even in the various robots. For example, Iris is the India's first AI generated teacher robo. So this is through the Atal Tinkering Labs, and they have come out with this robo which actually helps in people talking in multiple languages, navigate classrooms, and teach students from nursery to class 12. And Iris wears a sari and has inbuilt voice assistant. So essentially, we are seeing AI coming everywhere because of improvement in the neural networks. Today, this intelligence system is getting into various machines and they are learning to reason, act like humans. And the chatbot revolution is also coming. Are you ready? Because these chatbots are able to produce various kinds of content, including text, imagery, audio, synthetic algorithmic data, and so on. So this is similar to how the brain functions. So pharma industry is also responding to all the technological things. We have digital health around the pill. These apps are being created and bundled by the medical with the medicine by the doctor. Digital marketing is taking off. There are digestible sensors, which are tiny pills or gadgets, and they are combined with a sensor to track the digestion and absorption of drugs after swallowing them. In silico testing, virtual reality and augmented reality assisting the medicine usage has also started. AI assisted healthcare has now sprung up. 3D printing of drugs. For example, levetiracetam has become the first drug to be manufactured with 3D printing technology. Targeted medicine is now also coming into fore with Herceptin becoming the first targeted or precision medicine drug for breast cancer treatment. So today we are moving in pharma towards the recombinant DNA technology and various biologicals. Telehealth is also taking off with e-consultation. Patient engagement is happening after the treatment has been given, including in dentistry, with the help of WhatsApp and other types of softwares. There is increasing use of real world evidence which is giving very good insights on what treatment options are available and the responses to the various treatment options. So deep learning, ADR monitoring, everything is here. So that's how various products are also being innovated. And Group Pharma, which is providing customers with the best of oral and healthcare products, is happy to offer 10 first time in India products, including Acclaim, Shyam, ShyXT, which are there, the font prescriptions of many a doctor. We collaborate basically in translation medicine with various international universities like Columbia University, Queen Mary University, and so on. So we continuously improve to offer new products and improve the current range of products. For example, the bioactive glass Shyam technology came to us from University of Florida. Imperial College London gave us the bioactive glass technologies. Then we had the Columbia University, which gave us the botanical oral rinse technology. We are with JSS for various types of researches that are going on. So these are some essential things that we are doing. Now I'll ask just 3 quiz questions. I request Ganpati, who is also on the presenter mode. Ganpati, can you hear me? You please unmute yourself. Can you hear me, Ganpati?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
I'll
sir.
post the first question. The fastest finger first. The dentist who answers the question first will get a gift hamper from Group Pharmaceuticals. The first question comes here. Ganpati, you please see the name of the individual who posts the answer, correct answer first. So the first question is, name the type of rays of electromagnetic spectrum that does not have any charge or mass and has high frequency and short wavelength. What is that type of rays? Please type it in the chat box. Mr. Ganpati is watching. Fastest finger first. Am I seeing any answers? Ganpati, anybody is typing? Ganpati?
Not it, sir.
Not yet. So I encourage everybody to participate. Please give the answer. Which is the type of rays of electromagnetic spectrum that has no charge or mass and has high frequency and short wavelength? It is a simple question. Please type in the chat box.
Dr. V has been typed first.
Dr. V. Elvin. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay, thanks. Dr. V. Elvin, congratulations. You have got the first question correct. There will be total 3 questions. So the answer is gamma rays. So now we go to the next question. Please type the answer to the next question. Be ready. Type it in the chat box. Name the father of dental radiography. You can even give the first name, no problem. Name the father of dental radiography. Ganpati, anybody has typed?
Yeah, Dr. Valli.
Dr. P. Kills.
Doctor, I didn't get it. Can you tell the name again?
It's not showing names.
Yes, madam.
Dr. Karpagavalli wrote
Okay,
first.
Okay, Dr. Karpagavalli. Thank you very much, madam. The answer is Clarence Edmund Kells. Even if one word is typed among these 3, the answer is accepted. Thank you for participation, Dr. Karpagavalli. The third question comes. Name the most popular generative AI chatbot. It is in sync with today's very interesting webinar. Name the most popular generative AI chatbot. Which is the most.
Dr. P has been given a right answer. Chat GPT.
Yeah, what is the name of the doctor? Please come again. I have to make a note. Ganpati.
Dr. P. Elvin name.
P. Elvin again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very smart doctor. Congratulations. So the answer to this is the most popular generative AI chatbot is Chat GPT. Correct. So thank you. I request the winners, Dr. Karpagavalli and Dr. Elvin, please send your email. Please email your name and address with phone number. With phone number, very important, to Sunil Chiplunkar at grouppharma.in. We'll be sending you a gift hamper. So please email your name, address, and mobile number. Address should have the PIN code. Please send it to Sunil Chiplunkar at grouppharma.in. Congratulations to winners. Thank you very much for participating. And now over to Dr. Neeta Mishra, Madam, President of today's important function. Thank you very much. Dr. Neeta, Madam, please take over.
Yeah. Welcome all the esteemed members of IOMR, all the office bearers, and speaker of today, Dr. Sumant. We welcome you to this series of webinar which we are up to. And it is real nice to see all the young dentists sitting on Sunday morning for such an knowledgeable program. Definitely, AI is future. AI with our intelligence will become a great asset for treatment part as well as for awareness part. So as we take up this webinar, I am very delighted to see the faces. Some actually, no, we can't say some faces, people who are there, and very happy to be with you all. As this is the month for awareness for pre-malignant and malignant lesions, oral lesions, we encourage people to do community service in this month. So for as the welcome also, since this is a webinar, we won't get much time to tell these things. Some might be missing. So I wanted you to know that this is the month which we want that on 24th April is the Oral Medicine and Radiology Day. So we would like before that you can do some community service. So this community service will be based on both awareness thing, treatment part, anything which you are comfortable with. And one thing more you can do, it is not only that medical grounds, we are planning to do community service in the old age homes. We want our old like people who have worked so much for society, but now they need help. For that purpose, we want our IOMR to come up and work with for that. So our the IOMR has the warriors who are you. So you have to make a small teams and go to the old age home, and you can do some social service. It could be giving some ration, giving some clothes. It should be not the old one, something which is useful for them, some water containers, something like that which you can think and do nicely. Please do that and post a 2-minute video. And this, I am telling, this video is not that showcasing only. Video is just to encourage people, but your focus should not be only the video. Your focus should be the old people. And awareness program also is included. So please do that and send to us. And I thought I'll tell in later, but I think later some people might be not there. So it is this time I thought I'll tell you. And before going to next step, I would like Dr. Prashanti Reddy, as our Honorary General Secretary, is busy with some very important work. So our Dr. Prashanti Reddy will be taking up for the introduction to our today's speaker, Dr. Suman. So Dr. Prashanti Reddy.
Madam, I asked Dr. Prashant Reddy to click the raise the hand icon. I have to make him presenter.
I thought I have made her. She was seen before. I think she is not in the meeting.
Yeah, she is not in the meeting, madam. I think you have to take it on yourself.
Dr. Shalu, our previous General Secretary of IOMR, I'll request Dr. Shalu Rai to take up the
I request Dr. Shalurai to just click on the raise the hand icon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah. Yes, you're clear, madam.
It's a privilege to actually introduce Dr. Sumant. Dr. Sumant Nagraj, a seasoned clinician and researcher whose diverse educational background, including a PhD underway at the University of Plymouth. With 23 years of experience, he's held academic and administrative roles worldwide. Notably, he's an honorary research fellow at University College London and clinical editor of Cochrane Oral Health Group. Sumant is deeply involved in research with 86 publications in esteemed journals and contributions to various textbooks. His expertise extends to priority setting, stakeholder engagement, and guideline development, notably in oral health development. He's also active in peer review and has made significant contribution to Cochrane reviews and guidelines development process. Dr. Sumant has been a very prominent resource person for us in our national conference of Indian Academy of Oral Medicine and Radiology. We are privileged to have Dr. Sumant, and I now hand over the virtual podium to him. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shalu.
Thank you for that introduction, Dr. Shalu and Dr. Neeta. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
It's so nice to see 108 participants on a Sunday morning, which was beyond my expectation. Thank you for that, and thank you for your interest. I'll just start with my declaration of interest. I don't have any declarations of monetary gain in this presentation, nor I work for any AI-related organization or endorse any AI application in this webinar. And I have not received any monetary or non-monetary benefits to prepare or present this webinar. I have compiled this presentation under these headings as a content. As you have seen, the title of the presentation is the impact, but impact is something I'm going to talk in the end of the webinar. So let's start with a brief introduction of AI. And before I go to what is AI, I have heard this question from many people. Will artificial intelligence replace oral radiologists in future? Is this a good thing to encourage AI? Are we going to lose jobs because of this? The whole presentation will be an answer for this question, and I hope at the end of this presentation, I would have answered for this question or queries in your minds. I'm not sure how many of you are well versed with the concepts of AI, so I have taken the liberty to explain some basics about AI. Please forgive me if I'm already mentioning this, if what you know. So the concept of AI, according to the Society of Artificial Intelligence and Simulation Behavior, is defined as a science and engineering of making intelligent machines. However, the Britannica also defines this as the ability of a computer or a robot controlled by a computer to do tasks that are usually done by humans because they require human intelligence and discernment. The concept of AI, it has resulted from the synergy and refinement of four basic disciplines, mainly the mathematics, psychology, computer science, and linguistics. And each of these components are contributing in a way to the artificial intelligence. For example, mathematics is helping in formulating the logical theories, probability, decision making, and computation. Um, Psychology is contributing by helping in investigating and comprehending the express functioning of the human mind. Linguistics helps in understanding the structure, complexities, and meaning of any particular language. And lastly, the computer science field, it gives us the tools to program a machine to mimic human cognizance and learning. And when we talk about concept of artificial intelligence, basically it has got two subsets, that is machine learning and deep learning. Machine learning is about computers being able to think and act with less human intervention. Please note that there is some sort of human intervention in machine learning. Whereas deep learning is a class of machine learning which is primarily based on artificial neural networks, and there is no human intervention in deep learning. In fact, the deep learning is already there, which we are using in our daily life without knowledge of that. For example, the visual face recognition that is used to secure and unlock our mobile phones is a part of deep learning. So if I have to explain the differences between machine learning and deep learning, um, machine learning needs an input, and the human intervention is there. The human trains that machine with data points, and then there is a classification, and then the image recognition happens. Whereas in deep learning, there is no such human intervention, and there are millions of data points or data patterns are fed into the system, and then the machine automatically takes up and detects the image or the necessary idle. This pictures give you a beautiful example of how machine learning and deep learning is happening. Um, in the machine learning, for example, the first picture shows machine learning where there are photographs of barn owl and apple. And you can see that there are similarities between a sectioned apple and barn owl. So here, data set or data points are fed into the computer system, and the machine starts learning and recognizing the patterns. Whereas the second picture is showing you multiple faces in the crowd, and these faces are the data points, and there is huge database and innumerable tests are done to this, and it recognizes the faces. So this is something we call it as deep learning. So if I have to differentiate in brief with the machine learning and deep learning, machine learning is a quick model to train, whereas deep learning needs intensive computation. Machine learning has got limitation to its accuracy, whereas deep learning has got unlimited accuracy. Machine learning is good, giving good results with small data sets, whereas deep learning require millions of data points or millions of pictures to be accurate. Machine learning can be done or trained on a CPU, that is central processing unit, and deep learning needs a graphics processing unit, that's GPU. Machine learning try different features to achieve best results, whereas the deep learning doesn't need that. It learns automatically. Here, one point I want to stress is the good results with the small data sets in machine learning and requirement of millions of data points in deep learning. This is something very much applicable to the field of oral radiology. I will touch upon this point in the next slides. Now, I'll introduce another terminology, that is architecture in artificial intelligence. What do we mean by architecture? The term architecture typically refers to the underlying structure or design of an artificial neural network. And there are multiple types of architecture in AI. The most common one used in deep learning is the convolutional neural network, or CNN. This terminology you all might have heard. We must be aware that different types of architecture are necessary and used for different purposes. For example, in natural language processing, such as text or speech recognition, or even autocomplete in your laptop or in your mobile, needs recurrent neural networks. Similarly, for language translation and text generation, transformer architectures are necessary. And similarly, in the field of dentistry, different architectures have been used in AI, the most common again being the CNN. Other architectures, what I got in the literature are VGG16, ResNet, from Google, it is GoogleNet, DetectNet, and EfficientNet. So why I am saying all these details about architecture is each system that is applicable in the field of dentistry uses a different architecture. So if we want to compare which system of AI is better, then we need to dig a bit and understand which architecture are they using in AI and what are the advantages and disadvantages of these architectures. So it's not so easy to compare one system to another system. But fortunately, in the field of dentistry, the most commonly used architecture is CNN. So it becomes quite easy for us to compare the differences and similarities. Now let's come to the next question. This again, many people have argued, and I have heard these arguments. Look, we have enough intelligence. Why do we need AI? We haven't. We are intelligent. That's the reason we have become dentists. Otherwise, we would have not become dentists. Then why do we need AI? And also, some arguments are like AI must be for those people who are not intelligent. We are intelligent, so we don't need that. My dear friends, whether you like it or not, you don't like it, unknowingly or knowingly, already AI has entered your life. We all have witnessed this. You open your phone and talk about a tour you're planning, and next day your mobile starts showing you all the tourist informations about that place. So this is already happening in your life. In the same way, AI has entered the field of healthcare. Now, the next question is it necessary to have AI in healthcare? I quote a few examples here. In the in the field of medicine, if you check the literature, it says that at least 1 in every 20 adults in USA are misdiagnosed every year. And between the year 2017 and 2021, 8,000 odd claims were related to delay in or wrong diagnosis in NHS in UK. And 80% of the morbidity in patients at primary healthcare centers and other healthcare units globally can be avoided through the misdiagnosis can be avoided through better technologies such as AI. And in the field of dentistry, we are not different. We are also having similar issues. A study from American Dental Association, where member dentists were asked about the errors they have made in their practice. And it shows that 46.1% of 391 dentists reported concern that they made a dental error in the last 6 months. And 12.1% of dentists were informed by dental staff that they might have committed an error in the last 6 months. And 16% had malpractice lawsuit. And 3.6% practicing dentists were actively involved in an ongoing malpractice lawsuit. There was a study again from a digital AI committee in US. They gave a full mouth series of x-rays to 136 dentists, and they asked them to identify whether caries is present and what is the extent of caries. It's a simple question to any dentist, and 136 dentists were asked this question. Carefully look at the table. The y-axis is showing different tooth numbers. This is universal dental tooth numbering system. And the x-axis is showing whether the caries is into the enamel or into the dentin or extending into the pulp. If you carefully look at the table, not even one tooth having caries was identified correctly, and there is unanimous agreement on this. And if you carefully look at the tooth number 19, that is lower left molar, first molar, 17% say that it is in enamel, and 38% say it's in dentin, and 45% are saying it's into the pulp. It's such a gross error of diagnosis, and this can lead to wrong treatment. So this case clearly tells us that there is a need for AI, or there is a need for better diagnostic criteria and standardization of the diagnosis. Will you believe that oral radiologists had recognized this problem 3 decades back? And in 1995, from UCLA, Stuart White, whose textbook we all have read, had made an algorithm in the oral radiology website, which was giving us differential diagnosis for the radiological swellings, especially for the orofacial region. And this algorithm, most of us have used in early 90s and late 90s. Even today, this website is active. And this was probably the first example in the field of oral radiology how artificial intelligence had entered our lives. When you come to the chronology of AI in oral radiology, gradually in the 2000 era, the AI has started creeping into oral radiology. It started with tooth localization and numbering, later tooth segmentation, detection of periapical diseases, caries, image quality enhancement, everything came into existence. And if you want to see how it is doing in today's era, after year 2018, there is tremendous increase in the applications of AI models in oral radiology, especially for the report generation of panoramic radiographs and also the CBCT reportings. Today, AI has touched almost all aspects of oral radiology, starting from detection of dental caries, periapical diseases, prediction of implant prognosis, lateral cephalogram landmarks, even detection of periodontal bone loss, and forensic applications such as age and gender predictions. There are 4 tools which I am aware of that are marketed in oral radiology. That's Pearl, Second Opinion software, Diagnocat, Dexis, and Wellmany. These are the 4 I am aware. There might be some more tools in the market which I am not aware. I just cross-checked the website of FDA. Yesterday, I checked this, and I could not get any other tools in the FDA website. I can share some of my experience of using these tools in oral radiology. When I was working in Malaysia, in our department, we had asked for a demo from the Second Opinion Pearl company, and they had given us a demo software. This is the FDA approved software. It's limited to only intraoral radiographs, and in this picture, you can see tiny little boxes are appearing in the radiograph, which are detecting the lesions, the tiny green and tiny yellow boxes showing lesions, and this yellow box gives us a description of the probability of diagnosis. That is, it says that 12% probability of caries is in dentin and 88% probability that is found in enamel. They don't have any extra oral reporting software, and it's a subscription-based software. Also, this particular software can be used for segmentation as shown in this picture. We also tried the Diagnocat software. This software is not yet approved by FDA till date, but it was a comparatively cheaper option, more economical, and it is also a subscription-based software. It gives interpretation and reporting for all types of dental radiographs, starting from periapical, bite wings, panoramic radiographs, and CBCT. So we found it quite useful, especially to generate a report. I'll just play a tiny bit of video here. You can see this Diagnocat where we uploaded 4 bite wings and 2 IOPS, and immediately it gives us the tooth number as shown in this picture. And when I asked the software to generate a report, it takes a couple of seconds, and it generates a report as shown here. And you can see tooth by tooth, it gives us the details. It tells whether there is disease. If the red marking is there on the tooth, that means there is a disease. So such reports are immediately generated. However, as a maxillofacial radiologist, we need to approve these reports. Without our approval, this will not be finalized. So there is still necessity of an oral radiologist to go through these and approve the images and the report. You can also see here that it is giving us the details in the red font. And if you click those red font areas, that means it will highlight the disease. It will show us where exactly it is pointing out towards the disease and what pathology is there. And if you are convinced, you can approve. If you are not convinced, you can delete that. You can modify the report generated by the AI. So in this particular molar in 4.6, when I click the red font, it is showing us where there is a periodontal bone loss with tiny green boxes. There is a void in the root canal filling. There is a metal crown. So all these are easily reported. These are routine radiographs, and it helps in easy reporting. Similarly, we tried using the AI for generating a report for implant planning and also in endodontics. It's my experience where we used to take around 20 to 30 minutes to complete an implant planning, select the images, save it, report the final report, and send the findings. But literally, that time was saved when we used this software. This software gave us all these images with the implant planning and the measurements within 5 to 10 seconds. And even the endodontic planning was very much faster. It detected the length of the canal, multiple canals. It named the canals. So this was giving us a drastic reduction of working time. Now, let's go to some metrics. Whenever we read a paper or whenever somebody comes and tells us that this software is better, you should purchase this software, always ask for the metrics. So I have given you 4 different metrics here in a very simplified manner. Ask for the sensitivity, ask for the specificity and precision, and also the accuracy of the AI tool. I'll not go into the details of the definition, but anyhow, this is being recorded and you can go into deep understanding of these metrics. I have given you the recent evidence from some of the systematic reviews published in year 2020 and 2024. So you can see that majority of the diagnostic sensitivities and specificities are in 80% and 90%. Please remember, if you have to purchase, if you want to be totally relying on AI for your diagnosis or for your reporting, there should be at least 95% sensitivity, 95% specificity, and more than 95% accuracy from the software. Otherwise, it will cross some false positives and false negatives. If you carefully look at the metrics in the table, hardly any of these numbers have been reported or crossing 95%, which means that we are yet to achieve that high specificities and sensitivities in the diagnostic accuracy of AI image interpretation. Similarly, AI has been used for diagnosing lesions such as ameloblastoma or keratocystic odontogenic tumors. Here, the diagnosis happened within a span of 38 seconds, which is really impressive for a general dental practitioner. Similarly, detection of pathologies in the maxillary sinus using panoramic radiographs was much better compared to the dental residents or general practitioners, but definitely it is inferior to the experienced radiologist's diagnosis. I'm sharing one of the panoramic radiograph what we tried in DiagnoCat. It gives us the recognition or tooth number identification beautifully. However, if you carefully look at the image, there are unerupted canines which the AI failed to recognize, and there was a retained deciduous tooth, lateral incisor, that was not recognized by the AI. So this is what I'm trying to establish in this webinar. There is a lot of usefulness, but there are certain limitations which we need to understand. The AI image interpretation requires huge data, and huge data may not be available for rare diseases. For example, if you want to train a AI program for detecting root fracture, and it needs around 100,000 intraoral radiographs to learn the pattern. Imagine getting 100,000 intraoral radiographs of root fracture is not so easy. There are so many issues involved in this. So it is still a distant dream that AI recognizes all the oral and dental diseases within fraction of seconds. It's a distant dream as of now. And there are a lot of ethical issues and patient data protection policies to share the radiographs with the AI companies. I'm aware of two of our oral medicine and oral radiology specialists from India. One is Dr. Samatha and one is Dr. Prashant Jaju. They are working with Wellmany, and they are doing a great work by helping this company to develop the software. And there are only a couple of FDA approved softwares, and there are issues with the local government approvals. And majority of the AI interpretation softwares do not provide us the information how they have been validated. If at all you want to look into the validation methods, please look for this specific phrase, holdout validation. If a AI tool has used holdout validation, then it is trustworthy. It is more trustworthy, I can say. So what do you mean by holdout validation? There will be two data sets. One is for training the computer and the second one is for the testing. What people do is they use the same radiographs for training and testing, which is not a valid method. So they have to use a holdout validation method. Other limitations are like there is lack of definitive gold standard. Like histology is not used as a gold standard. Sometimes these studies are done in experimental setups, which is not useful in the real life scenario. And it heavily relies on expert opinions, and expert opinions, as we know, that it varies between individuals. There is also a limitation even in the easiest dental caries diagnosis, because we know that dental caries diagnosis, the issues such as we have ICIDAS-2, we have other definitions of dental caries. So how the machine has been trained to identify dental caries depends on this definition. And if the definition or the diagnostic criteria changes, the accuracy can be varied by up to 17%. But unfortunately, most of these AI studies do not specify how do they define carious lesions. Coming to ethical and legal issues, if there is any misdiagnosis involving an AI tool, who should take the blame? Should it be the AI company or should it be the dentist who is using that? It's not clear. We still don't have any regulations to monitor the use of AI in the diagnostic purposes. And in India, particularly, I checked the parliamentary Niti Aayog affairs, and as of March 2024, there are no dedicated regulations for the use of artificial intelligence in healthcare. So this is yet to be settled. Coming to the young graduates who are attending this webinar, I want to stress here that there are innumerable job opportunities in the field of AI. If you look at the statistics, there is a requirement of 500,000 data scientists. And if you are having double qualifications, such as you are a dentist and you learn data science, then probably your job opportunities will be very much high. And it is listed as one of the 50 best jobs in America. Now, coming to the specific impact of AI. By using AI, what are we achieving? We can improve the accuracy and efficiency by detecting subtle patterns that may not be immediately apparent to the human eye. We can detect the pathologies at an early stage, such as early stage dental caries, periodontal bone loss, and oral cancers, especially affecting the bone, or detection of metastatic lesions. Assistance in treatment planning, such as quantitative measurements used for bone height measurements in implants, or assessment of anatomical structures such as curved canals, C-shaped canals. There will be streamed workflow. That is, you can reduce a lot of time by automating the routine tasks such as image analysis and reporting. And lastly, in the dental institutions, it can be used for education and training the dental students and residents. So a lot of studies have been done using AI, and for this purpose, in 2022, some of the researchers have come up with a checklist for AI. They call it as Checklist for AI in Dentomaxillofacial Radiology, CADMAR. So if at all you are planning any studies related to AI, you need to follow this checklist to report in a journal. There are a lot of other researches happening in the field of AI, which I just wanted to mention in this webinar. There is something known as DICOM image hacking. People are creating pathologies as artificially in the DICOM images, so that needs to be stopped. So for that, terminology known as DICOM image hacking is used. So there are researches going on how to detect DICOM image hacking. Then a separate architecture known as class activation mapping is used to check whether the CNN is using a judgment feature as radiologist value. Similarly, metal artifact reduction, or MAR, using deep learning is happening. We all are aware how metal artifacts are affecting the quality of images in CBCT. So MAR is doing a lot of noise in the field of radiology. Similarly, we come across some of the noises or radiographic noises in the CBCTs, and generative adversarial networks is the latest technology which is trying to reduce this radiographic noise. So overall, when I talk about impact of an AI, integrating AI in oral radiology has the potential to revolutionize clinic practice and enabling more accurate diagnosis, especially personalized treatment planning and improved patient care. However, it is essential for us to ensure that these AI systems are rigorously validated and ethically deployed and seamlessly integrated into existing clinical workflows so that we can reap the maximum benefits and minimize the potential risks. There are ongoing collaboration between AI developers and oral radiologists. As I mentioned, our own colleagues, Dr. Samatha and Dr. Prashant, are now collaborating with the AI developers in US, and they are developing this software. So such collaborations can have a very good impact on the future of AI. Now, my dear colleagues, my dear friends, I think this presentation, I have answered this question, what I posed in the initial slides. Will AI replace oral radiologists in future? My answer would be, AI will not replace oral radiologists in near future, and I have given you enough substantial evidence. However, it will speed up our work. It will save a lot of time for us. I come to the end of my presentation. Before I end, I want to thank Professor Dr. Neeta Mishra and Professor Dr. Shiva Prasad and the entire IOMR team, and also the group pharmaceutical Dr. Sunil. I have taken these images from Faculty of Dentistry, Manipal University College, Malaysia. Thank you. You can scan this QR code to look at my profile, or you can contact me through any of the social media or email IDs for any collaborative research or for anything for further discussion. Thanks a lot, and we can now take up some questions.
Yeah, Dr. Prashanti, madam, you can unmute and take up the questions. You can unmute yourself, Dr. Prashanti, madam.
Yes, sir.
I think they all have understood very nicely. No questions have come.
I see somebody has raised a hand, Dr. Mahesh. Even I see the second hand, Dr. Preeti Chawla.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. No. Any questions
okay.
from the
There are some questions in the chat box. I will try to address this. Okay, Dr. Aparajita, your question is what all points needs to be considered if any AI-based company wants to collaborate with oral radiologists? First of all, the AI-based companies will try to collaborate with you only for the data points. That is, they need lot of radiographs to train their system. So the demand for radiographs is definitely high, and the regulations of sharing personal data needs to be considered because you are sharing the personal data of the patient with the company. So the question comes, have you taken permission from your patients to share those radiographs? So if your institution is trying to collaborate, maybe you can start getting the consent from all your patients so that all the radiographs can be shared with the AI-based companies. So you need an ethical clearance, and at an institutional level, you need some approvals. Other than this, definitely a lot of time is needed that you need to consider because you need to do a sort of randomized control trial with the help of the AI. For that, you need again a lot of resources. Have I answered your question, Dr. Aparajita? There is a second question. Is there any software to diagnose secondary mineralization changes by Dr. Indumati? I'm not aware of any softwares which is diagnosing the secondary mineralization because radiographically, I'm not sure how efficient a system can be there to diagnose this. Are there any softwares freely available to use by Dr. Gia John? I don't think it will be freely available. Maybe for a couple of days they can give you a trial because these companies are investing huge sum of money on developing these softwares. I don't think it will be available freely. Yeah. Any other questions which I have missed? Okay. There is a comment from Dr. Suresh regarding the challenges. What is your take on 3D CNN, which are compatible with 3D imaging techniques and the role of transformers compared to CNN model? Yes, I have mentioned this in my talk. CNN is the most commonly used architecture in the AI in today's calculation, and CNN has proved itself that it is better than other models. We are yet to see if other architectures are doing better job than CNN. I'm not aware of any such literature on that. And yes, CNN is the answer as of today, Dr. Suresh. If you are aware of any other ongoing researchers, please share with us so that we can also understand how the other architectures are working. And yeah, doc, how much these software charge? Okay. By Dr. Zina Gupta. I think this was in 2021 when I had negotiated with DiagnoCat. It was around 60 euros per month for unlimited access. That is like any number of panoramic radiographs, intraoral radiographs, and CBCTs can be used for reporting. But I'm not aware of today's charges. Dr. Manjima asks, what is the best way to increase the precision of AI tool? It's not there in our hands, Dr. Manjima. And this is something what the software company has to work and increase the precision. So they have to feed more images. They have to train their machines in a better way to get that precision. So we are not directly involved in that. When we are purchasing, we need to make sure the precision is high. As I mentioned, ask for the sensitivity, specificity, accuracy. It should be more than 95%. Then only you invest your money. Otherwise, it's waste of effort. How to collaborate if I want to work in AI in dentistry. I have completed a course in digital health and imaging from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, from Dr. Srividya. We had planned a systematic review or evidence synthesis for the diagnostic accuracy of these softwares from IISc. Later stage, there was some issues, and this systematic review got dropped in between. So this was initiated by Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So you can start working on some of the basic research reportings. Then automatically AI companies will start collaborating with you because they need to see who is more interested. So you need to show your talents or show your skills through research papers. Dr. Aparajita, if we were private CBCT centers and AI-based companies are approaching for data and collaboration, what should we consider? Yes, definitely the ethical and legal issues you have to take care. Legal issues, I mentioned in my slides that as of today, there is no legal regulation that is monitoring the AI in India. So you need to check with your lawyer any of the acts or any subclauses of the acts are hindering this sharing of the images. And the most important, you need to get permission from your patients to share their data. And when you're sharing, you have to anonymize their name, their address, their phone numbers, or their age. And then you need to share these data. And you also need an ethical clearance from any of the local research and ethics committee. There is a query from Dr. Mahesh Kumar. My query is, when we have so many patterns of root fractures and canal morphology in teeth, what is the accuracy in such cases? Yes, Dr. Mahesh, that is a challenge. There are multiple designs of root fractures and different canal morphologies. So for an AI to learn that, it needs huge number of data points. That means you have to supply more than 100,000 of radiographs which are showing multiple root fractures, which is not happening in today's era. So it needs a lot of time. So as of today, that's the reason I mentioned that it is not going to happen, or it's not going to replace expertise of oral radiologists. Preeti Chawla has a question related to employment in AI. Do you want to share your experience? I think the organizing committee can decide on this. Preeti Chawla wants to share her experience in AI.
Hello.
And there's also some question regarding the courses
Yep.
to pursue.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah,
Preeti.
sir, with your request, I would like to, with your permission and Neeta ma'am's permission, I would like to share my experience. Neeta
Yeah,
ma'am.
Dr. Preeti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. This is an experience I would like to share with you all. because I felt that maybe one day or the other we all may come across such an opportunity. This was around 5 to 6 years back when somebody, a known friend of mine, she gave me an opportunity where she was approached by some company in the US, where we were supposed to see, they were working on dental radiology of caries detection, and they had given us many sets of radiographs which we had to mark on those in their software. And then we were ranked later on, like how much accuracy we had according to their scale. And after that, we were doing it like there were no set terms or conditions given earlier. They said that if you were accurate enough, we would employ you or engage you in this activity. And after even acquiring more than 98% of accuracy, they just dropped our names, like my friends also and mine. Like, okay, I thought, what I felt, that I was exploited. They have used my knowledge, but in return we didn't get anything. And I think many of us may would have been engaged simultaneously, or in future also we may get opportunity. So we grab that opportunity without any terms or conditions being set in the beginning.
Yeah, we understand, Dr. Preeti, these things are in the starting, hiccups are there. So now we have to be very cautious about all these things.
Yeah, because we are so lured, like, yes, we should work in it, some new thing is coming up, but
Yeah.
we there should I just want that everyone should first
Yeah.
set their conditions with them and then get engaged.
Yeah, I completely agree with Dr. Neeta's statement. You have to be careful. That's the reason I mentioned. First, you contact your legal team. If you're going through an institution, definitely there is a legal team helping the institution. If you are a private practitioner, please consult your lawyer before going into such ventures, and also present this to a local ethics committee so that the ethics committee will look into the legal aspects of that. Then whoever is contacting you, they are legally bound. Then it becomes difficult for them to omit your name or not even thank you for this purpose. So please don't jump into these ventures just for the sake of doing something new. You have to be careful regarding these data sharing aspects.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks, Dr. Preeti, for sharing your experience. And this is really helpful for others who are interested in this field. Dr. Revant is asking any courses. Dr. Revant, just Google it. There are innumerable courses on this. You might not get a specific course of your interest, but you will get a lot of data science courses. Basically, you need a data science course to become expert in AI. You need to learn programming, or you need to learn more about data science. You can do that. AI in healthcare, I'm aware Harvard is offering online course. You can check that in the Google. Dr. Shailaja is asking any particular format for patient consent. Follow the standard patient consent format, what your research and ethics committee is asking you to do. That should be good enough. Preeti Chawla, again, you are asking what should be the prerequisites for joining as a researcher in AI in dental radiology. I think as of now, they expect you to be a trained radiologist and certified radiologist. That's what they are expecting. They will definitely be more interested in Indian graduates because of cheaper labor. And when you come to the Western world, it's quite expensive to get or hire a oral radiologist. So be aware of these facts. Dr. Arshia is asking how to manage giving retrospective data consent of patients. Yeah, retrospective data you can share if your ethics committee gives you permission. So go through your research and ethics committee, um, give them all the details, and if there is a necessity, the research ethics committee can always consult the legal team before sharing the data. I think.
I think questions are there. And sir has shared his QR scan code, which can with that QR code, I'll share it in the group also. So people can
Yep.
reach and ask the questions which all more they want to know. And it is like a very interesting thing to know these things. And now I would like Dr. Mr. from Group Pharma to share the, like we have to give a virtual certificate. So very nice, Dr. Sumant. And this will do the signatures and post you later on. So thank you, Doctor. I like Dr. Prashanti to please, Dr. Prashanti. I think again, Dr. Prashanti has lost. Yeah, she's there.
Some are asking my email ID, so I have put the email ID in chat box.
Yeah. Yeah, Dr.
Now,
Prashanti.
as we move on towards the end of today's meeting, I would like to extend our gratitude to Dr. Sumant Nagraj sir for sharing his expertise with us today. So your lecture has helped us so much to understand everything about AI right from the basics. You have so well covered the legal aspects, ethical issues, and all the queries were so well answered. And I'm sure everybody today must have learned a lot from you. Next, a heartfelt thanks to Dr. Neeta Mishra ma'am, President of IOMR, for her leadership and dedication. We also extend our appreciation to Dr. Shivprasad sir, Honorary General Secretary, and Dr. Avinash Tejasvi, the Treasurer, and all the office bearers of IOMR for their contribution to IOMR. We would like to thank Dr. Sunil Chiplunkar and our collaborators for this webinar today, Group Pharmaceuticals. Lastly, and certainly not least, we thank all the audience for their enthusiastic participation. Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day.
Thank you, Dr. Prashanti and Dr. Sumant for giving so much of time. And now you can go for breakfast.
Yeah, thank you, Neeta.
Yeah. And thank you. Thank you, Group Pharma, for sparing so much of time. And thank you, my very nice team of IOMR people who are there. It's such a nice to see you all throughout this journey. And definitely we'll meet further in a very short span. We'll not take so much of gap. We'll meet you soon, probably on 24th. So with that, I also take a leave. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. I'll
Thank
take
you.
the
Thank you.
permission to close the meeting.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.